Glory, glory. Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings.
Back here live on the show this afternoon. It's TMG here on the Adult Mix at 96.3 WHR. And join our special guest, man. We're so excited to have his brother joining us live here on the show. He is a world-renowned rapper, hip-hop artist, actor. He is all of that, voiceover actor. Ladies and gentlemen, Common here live on Afternoons TMG.
Peace, what's up?
Activist.
What's up, Chicago? How you doing?
Chicago, I'm feeling great. It's good to see y'all,
man. You too, man.
Here, bro.
How you feeling about them Cubs, man?
I want them to win. I'm like a bandwagoner, but I want them to win, though.
Hey, but
it's Chicago.
Hometown people can't be bandwagon. When you represent hometown, you represent hometown.
Yeah,
they deserve it.
They from the crib. I definitely want to see them.
No doubt. Well, welcome to Howard University to the campus, man.
Yeah, man, it's great to be here. You know, I got a lot of love and history here because, you know, some of my best friends attended Howard, and then I've been here performing many times, and my daughter goes to school here, so it's good.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah.
How long is she a freshman now? What is she?
She's a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay.
Yeah.
How are you?
It's the most like student like I've ever seen her look, so I'm proud of her.
I know your daughter. She don't be dressed like this.
I know you got to be proud of your daughter.
That's great.
Man.
I'm very proud, man. I'm proud and inspired, and just, man, I love it, man.
Wow.
And I love, like, now we can kick it and just, you know, it's a new level. Like, she's maturing, and she has her own thing too. So it's just like it's a beautiful thing.
No doubt.
Yeah, that is great.
Beautiful.
Man, everybody's talking about your new CD that you just dropped, man.
Yeah, well, it's coming out November 4th, but maybe some people have heard some of the songs.
Yeah.
Like, it's called Black America Again, and man, I'm really excited about it. It's like some real, just pure music, like the social, political, God music, hip hop. And it's, you know, it's about the art, and I'm excited, man. It's speaking to what's going on now, but it's also love songs like Love Star and just other aspects of the culture and who we are as black people.
You know, you've always been able to do that, man. You know, everybody's got their favorite artists on whatever level, you know, whether it's comedians, the rappers, whatever, but you always kept it on you have a eclectic type of people and following, man, myself included, that don't mind, you know, getting our minds expanded a little bit and listening to a song a few times to really get the knowledge, man. I hope, you know, as a fan, you continue to press us and challenge yourself and challenge us as the listeners of your music. It's incredible.
No, thank you for that, man. Thank you for saying that. I like feel like, man, it's black people, and it's, man, we smart, we very intelligent, so I don't underestimate the listener. Like, anything that I'm learning, I try to offer it in music, but not in a way that's not preaching, in a way that's like, hey, this is inspirational. It's just coming through in the way that I rhyme, but it still could be uplifting, and it still could be intellectual, and it still could be on a subject matter that somebody may not rap about. Like, I got a song called The Day the Women Took Over, and it's like, man, what would the world be like if women were leading the world? You know, it's like different philosophies and thoughts in the music.
That's coming up in November.
Yeah, we have a woman leading the world in November. Yeah.
Now, Common, you have really expanded. We talked a little bit or alluded to you know, getting back into television. You've got a project coming up. I believe it's 93 Till Infinity. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, it's a sitcom that we're developing for Fox, and it's based on a artist who's now like a really popular artist. I mean, it's not a true story, but it's like based on like a rap artist who was really popular, and now he's in his 40s trying to find himself now, and he got his white friend who was always into hip hop and always looked out for him.
Oh, did the Keith Sweat story?
I ain't know Keith Sweat can rhyme, but yeah. So it's a real fun story. I'm working on it with the producer of the director of Hamilton. His name is Tommy Cale, and this guy named Ian. So we're really excited about that project. Yeah, it's our whole Freedom Road is our film and television company, and we're producing a couple of projects.
So you twist yourself a challenge.
Nice.
I love it. I love it. Everything that you do is just so positive and it's inspiring. So, like, you know, George was just saying, when we listen to your music and we see you on television, there's always something you give us or leave us with.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, I feel like more and more we got these microphones and platforms and opportunities, it's definitely good to be able to give people something, especially because we know people, man, we all in tune with what's going on, and like you see there's people out there hurting, so you know, and people that need just sometimes some inspiration, if it's the music, or if it's hearing y'all joke around and have fun, or hearing y'all talk about something that just they may relate to, man, you may spark somebody's day, man, save their life for that day.
Wow.
And speaking of saving lives, a lot of people been talking about, you know, we're all from Chicago, and you and I have some ties with Father Flager and people in Chicago, and everybody know about the crime and epidemic. You know, we as entertainers, and we've been talking about this on the show for, you know, forever. You know, it'd be nice if maybe we could get together and get back to Chicago or do some type of concert or do some type of drive or something. Obviously, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, and I know your people, not trying to get a commitment, but we've got to do something to try to curb, because Chicago is one of the best places in the world, and it's unfortunate that city. Artists like yourself and myself and Bernie Mac and Cheryl Underwood, it's a wealth of us, and so I'm hoping that, you know, something can be done, you know, and we can put our heads together and put our talents together and do something.
Well, I think, you know, I've seen like us doing it like in certain ways in certain pockets.
Spurts, yeah.
Like we just had the Eye Festival, which was for the community. Like it's a festival that I've thrown with my team, and you know, it's for the community. Basically, we had some people from the community working. It's just bringing some great musicians to Chicago for that day.
Yeah.
And the day before that, Chance had his festival, which was really dope. And you know, it was on the South Side, his festival. So artists are doing that, but I also feel like what you said is like a way of coming together and putting our minds together to see, okay, we got the concert, but what do we do after the concert?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Like
That's right.
And what are we doing that's continuing to follow through on, like, consistently, and like what are we doing even to hold the political people, because our voices is like important enough that we can go out and be like, hey y'all, this is the person to support on a political
Absolutely.
level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like specifically, I learned about somebody, this sister named Kim Fox, who's a district attorney in Chicago, and you know, I didn't know much about her. I got to meet her, talk to her, saw she came from Cabrini Green. She for the people. I was like, at that point, I'm like, hey, I'm supporting her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And enough people hear that name and understand how important the down ballot votes are, and how important these other off election elections are. You know, it's important, and those are the things that affect our community more so than sometimes even the presidential election.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, Tommy, when you hear people say some folks are saying that they don't plan to vote in this coming election, what do you say to that, man, when you hear people say that?
I say that if you do that, you're taking a step towards our country not being in the place that you want it to be. That means you really just like the person that sees somebody that's hurting and in a bad position and not stepping up and trying to help them. You kind of overlooking all the troubles and ills that's going on, including like the deaths that's been happening with black men in our cities from the police. Like, if you don't vote, then that means you like okaying that.
You condoning it.
Yeah, you know. So I think you know, we got to step up. That doesn't mean, you know, you might be like, well, this politician doesn't support everything that I believe in, but it's still, you got to step up and say, man, well, I got to hold that politician accountable, or I find a candidate that will, but I can't allow this other person to get in, because, you know, they ain't gonna do nothing that's gonna be supportive of us.
Right.
Which means, you know, we can't allow Donald Trump to be a president of our country. That's just disaster.
Did you see the debate last night? Disaster. Did you see that?
You know, I was flying, but I did see some of the captions from it. But, you know, from my watching the first two debates, I got a whiff of Donald Trump, and I know that he's just one of those human beings that's just going to say the big phrase and not get to anything specific. And I already know that he doesn't really care about the people. It doesn't feel like he cares about, or he's even in touch with the people.
Right.
And I just really tried to watch the first debate like unbiased, like tried to, you know, like remove my already thinking Donald Trump. I did my best, and I listened to both candidates, and I was like, this dude does not have any policies or any thoughts about how to better the country. He's just saying phrases like law and order, which we know.
We know what that means.
We know what that means.
We all seen the 13th.
Negro get down.
Yeah.
Okay.
if y'all have y'all seen the 13th? This movie Ava DuVernay did, this documentary about mass incarceration. That whole term Law and Order was just like another way, like you said, Negro get down. Yeah. It's just another way of them calling us that, and it's a code word. So when he started saying all that low Law and Order, and we gonna make America great again, I was like, oh, that's
them dog whistles.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, brother, we appreciate your consciousness, man. We appreciate your music, brother. Again, everybody, the new album drops on November 4th, right?
November 4th, Black America again. Yeah.
There it is. And then you're going to be up on the Yard this weekend hanging out?
Yeah, I'm performing on the Yard. I think Nas is rocking, and Young Thug, and who else?
It's going to be crazy.
All right, but it's going to be dope.
Well, brother, again, we look forward to seeing you up there, man. Your social media handles, all that, man.
Yeah.
Leave us with that.
My social media is @Common. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter or any other social media outlet @Common.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, brother. Appreciate you coming through, man. All the best to you, brother. Keep making great music, all right?
Yes, take care of that baby girl.
Yes.
My man, give it up, y'all. Common here live on Afternoons TMG.
Thanks, y'all.
Heard the sound of the trumpets, a voice from the throne. Seen the 24 elders and I knew I was home. I was told to write a song for the people. Take the original Hebrews on the Exodus of black excellence. Tell them to invest in us and make testaments about each other. On how we sisters and brothers cover the land in corners with poems and stone.